Hey everybody, welcome into Kayak Bass Adventures. Alan Slottick here, and you know what? Today we're out at one of the most pristine and prestigious lakes way out in the middle of West Texas. And you know what? We're on a scouting trip, and I just can't wait for you guys to see the action that has unfolded behind me today. But you know what? I wanted to go give you guys some behind-the-scenes tidbits, and so I'm joined today by my good friend Stephen Barden with Texas Pro Lake Management. Stephen, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Alan. It's good to be here.
Hey, to kind of get into what makes a trophy bass lake, and how do you do it from the management standpoint?
Okay, so we start out, first we have to know what we're dealing with. So we measure the lake, we determine how big it is. That gives us kind of an idea on our carrying capacity. Then we jump in here with an electrofishing boat to determine what's actually in here. So once we have an idea of what the bass population looks like, what the forage population looks like, there's really three areas that we can improve a lake. So first thing we can do is reduce competition. It's reducing competition for space, reduce competition for food, and we do that through culling bass. Second thing we can do is improve forage. We improve forage by diversifying the food chain, stocking supplementally maybe prawns like we have in this lake, bluegill sunfish, and also by using artificial fish food, floating fish food, to increase the growth of the bait fish. And the third thing we can do is improve the habitat.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about the habitat, because you know the shoreline makes a bass fishery, so kind of talk to me through this lake.
So this lake, roughly 20 acres. The shoreline, one side we have rock habitat. We've got some standing timber in the shallow end. So what we're doing here is taking the areas, the marginal areas that have nothing, the shallow flats. We're putting brush piles. We're putting artificial structures, and we're putting those in places to where the bass can utilize them to capture their forage, but also, escape whenever we have like a front like came through this last weekend. The bass move off to deeper structures. So we're trying to play it as a fisherman. Where can we find the fish, and how can we hold them in specific areas?
Right. One of the great things that I've loved about this lake is not only the beauty and the view, but I love fishing rocks. And this lake's got a ton of rocks, and you can see that we're kind of, we're in the middle of a drought out here, so the lake's holding water excellently. But if it would come up another 6 or 8 feet, you'd have all these rocks in the bank, you'd have the timber on the bank in play, and that's just going to continue to add to what Stephen and his group has done with this fishery to make it one of the most prestigious and pristine lakes and ranches out here in West Texas. Now, one thing that I do want to ask you is, what do you think the biggest bass in this lake is after you've taken your surveys and your snapshots?
Right. Well, we've traditionally seen bass over 10 pounds. During our survey, we did see a fish that would go well over 10 pounds, probably the 12 to 13 pound range. So I wouldn't be surprised with everything we've done this year if we have fish hitting that 13 pound average. We do run a 4 pound average out here right now. So that's really our goal. Our goal is to have a few outliers that are that double digit fish, but to get as many quality fish as possible.
And that's what you're going to find out here, with Stephen and his company, Texas Pro Lake Management. You're going to find the quality of your fish go through the roof because of the health, because of the things that he does in supplemental stocking that's going to boost that weight and give you a really quick and high growth factor. It's also going to give you and your family an excellent time when you're fun fishing out on your private lake. So if you need lake services, lake management, stocking, if you need a snapshot of what you have, hey, give Stephen a call. You can check out his website right here at the bottom of the screen. That's Texas Pro Lake Management. Texas Pro Lake Management. Stephen, thanks for coming out here. Thanks for showing me the lake today. And you know what, guys? I can't wait for you to see episode 2 because it's going to be outrageous.